Johnny, honestly, for knowing what time did you find out? 10 o'clock this morning?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, man. I'm just going to say. When Megan told me she was sick, I started sweating. I said, oh, no, I've got to lead it. She goes, oh, no, Johnny. I went, thank goodness. Thank goodness. Great job, Ben. That was excellent. I've never really got to get up and preach. I'm not really going to preach tonight, but before a song as upbeat as that. That was really good. I'm just going to tell you a little story tonight. It's called The Perfect Gift. Start off with this verse from James chapter 1, verse 17. For every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights. Did you ever receive the perfect gift? Can you remember your favorite Christmas gift ever? I know I can. It was 1979, and little Pastor Joey received the perfect gift a 12-year-old little Pastor Joey growing up in Tampa could ever hope for. In a box under the tree was this Bucks wool cap. And it was nice, and I liked the cap, but my first thought was, that's all? Then my mom said, look inside the cap. There was another smaller box with 2 tickets to the first ever Bucks home playoff game in their history. 1979. Even at 12 years old, I appreciated that I was going to get to go to the very first playoff game ever for my beloved Buccaneers. I knew my mom had to wait in line. I knew it wasn't Santa because, Santa doesn't buy football tickets. It was my mom. And I knew she waited in line at a department store. I think it's out of business now, called Moss Brothers. She waited there for 4 hours to get them. She said it was so crowded she could feel the floor shaking. My best friend and I went to that game, and the Bucks beat the mess out of the stupid Philadelphia Eagles, 24-17. That was the perfect gift. Nothing could have been better for me. And I'm 50. What am I, 53, 54? 54, thank you very much. Every Christmas, I still remember that gift. And both of the boxes, what they looked like, how big they were, what color the bow was. And I remember the joy that I had when I pulled those tickets out of the second box and my eyes just popped wide open and I couldn't believe it. I remember screaming and running through the house, I've got tickets, I've got tickets. We can feel the same way about another perfect gift. For me, it was 2 years later, when I was 14, when Heavenly Dad gave me the gift of faith. See, for each person, the gift of faith from Heavenly Dad, the way He wraps it, the way He presents it, the way He brings it to our life is very unique. It's very special circumstances. It has its own meaning to us. It has a very special way that God reveals the truth. Sometimes He might reveal it through people. Sometimes He might reveal it through circumstance. Whatever it is that you needed to understand the message of the gospel, that's how God did it when He gave you the gift of faith. It serves this unique, special, perfect gift of faith as the foundation for your own unique personal relationship with Heavenly Dad through the cross of Jesus. But sadly, over time, we can often forget how precious that gift is. We begin to forget what it was like that very first day when we opened it up. Many things cause us to forget, right? I mean, sometimes even Christmas can cause us to forget that perfect gift. From everyday life to getting too busy, we lose that gratefulness, that appreciation for all that Heavenly Dad had to go through to give us that special gift of faith. Maybe sometimes we forget about that gift of faith because we feel guilty over our own failures, discouraged by our own sinfulness, feeling we don't deserve not only the precious gift of faith anymore, but fellowship with God's people whom He's also given the gift of faith. And because we've forgotten that gift of faith, we begin to isolate, drift apart, not only from other people who God has called, but also Heavenly Dad Himself. Maybe we forget that perfect gift of faith because we fall in love with other shiny gifts the world can give us. Maybe sometimes we forget about that perfect gift of faith because of a tragedy in our own lives. Life has many ways of making us forget that perfect gift of faith Heavenly Dad has given us, doesn't it? But here's the best part about that perfect gift of faith from Heavenly Dad. Just like my tickets, it also comes with a second box. It's a gift box that we can open again and again anytime we have forgotten or grown complacent with that first gift. Perhaps some of you can relate to this. Your faith has gotten stale. You've drifted away from Heavenly Father just a bit. You've forgotten what it meant to be connected not only to Him, but to His people. Maybe that's you today. But in that second box is this gift that I call reconciliation. It's a beautiful gift that can be opened as many times as you want, and it's new each time. And when you open that second box in your gift of faith called reconciliation, there are 3 things you can do with it right now, tonight, if you'll open it with me. The first thing is it can refresh your faith. Let your faith be refreshed anew, made brand new once again, just like that very first day when you reconcile with Heavenly Father. It takes this gift of faith that is perfect and beautiful, and for whatever reason, the world, whatever, you have let it go stale, and it needs to be refreshed. Opening up the box of reconciliation will refresh your faith. You know what else it can do? I love this one. It can restore your faith. And suddenly, once you are reconciled back with Heavenly Dad, not only is your faith refreshed, but it's restored. You have a new sense of joy. You're reminded about your bigger purpose than just living in this world day after day. And you are once again reminded that you can be fully satisfied in Jesus. Restored. That restoration replaces your emptiness, your anxiety, and your guilt. But there's something else it enables you to do when you open up that second box. It allows you to revere your gift of faith. What does revere mean? It means to show appreciation or gratitude, or to recognize, acknowledging, wow, this faith is amazing. And you say reverent words. You are inspired with words and singing that are thankful for all Heavenly Dad has done for you. That's what reverence is. It's recognition of how much someone or something deserves to be honored and thanked for what they have done in your life. Perhaps some of you this year realize, you know what? My faith has gotten stale. I've forgotten how great that gift was. And I want to move from a religious connection with Heavenly Dad to a personal one. Maybe that's you. Perhaps later this evening, in the quiet of Christmas Eve, you'll open your perfect gift of faith for the first time. Some of you, God might be revealing it to you just now as we speak. As Heavenly Dad opens your heart and mind to all that Jesus has done for you on the cross. Now, perhaps some of you this year, maybe even this night, need to have your faith refreshed, restored, and revered. Take a few moments between now and tomorrow, Christmas Day, to thank Heavenly Dad anew, once again, for that precious gift of faith He gave to you all those years ago. Go back to that moment in your mind, in your memory, and talk about it with Heavenly Dad. It's okay to talk about what's happened since then. Heavenly Dad, I'm sorry I have forgotten about this beautiful, perfect gift of faith. Please refresh it and renew it so that I can revere it. Seek to have that reconciliation with the Heavenly Dad that you have perhaps neglected a lot in the craziness of 2021. But tonight, I think He's saying, hey, remember that perfect gift I gave you? It was special, just for you. Why don't you open it again tonight so you can experience that same unspeakable joy you did that very first day you opened it. How about you? Would you like to be reconciled to Heavenly Dad tonight? Like you were the very first day you entrusted your soul to Him? That's the perfect gift of faith. Maybe you need to open the first box or the second one. Either way, it could be the best Christmas in years.